Good morning. Just good morning. And y'all, I am full of energy this morning. Hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Thanks for coming in and joining me. Y'all, there is a fly in here that is deviling me. But we'll get to that. All right. Christine Somerville, well, thank you very much for coming in, and I'm happy to see a new face. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see if we can give you a reason to stick around. Good morning, Jovita. Hey, Jovita, I'm going to shoot you an email a little bit later. Let me know when a good time is to talk to you. I've got a project I'm working on. I'm going to need your help with. So I'll holler at you. Rebecca Touched by Yarn is in. Good morning, sweetness. So good to see you. I'm so excited to get my scrubbies. Petrus Vander. Is it pronounced Vandermeer or is it pronounced Vandermeerway? And that's awesome. Thank you for coming in. Troy Sutton is in. Hello, my friend. Leonard Mountain Homestead. Hi, Amy. Hey, shooting up those prayers for you this morning for that one thingy with the thingies, all the thingies. And Trish Keen is in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whistle Stop Homestead. Good morning, Ed. Happy to see you, my friend. Melinda Dobson is in. Good morning. Arlene. Hi, Arlene. So let me know if you just throw me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay, if you're seeing me okay. Urban Bucket, Susan, hello, good morning. Rainy Ridge is in the house. Good morning, my friend Tina. Dialing in from an undisclosed location somewhere in an undisclosed area until an undisclosed boss walks in. Thanks for being here. Drifting Trimmers 5. Oh, hi. Mike and Lissa. And we can't forget Serenity. She's a little doll baby, y'all. If you haven't been over there to Drifting Dreamers 5, I do not know where you've been. But yeah, go on over there. They literally put us on the YouTube map this past weekend, and they didn't have to. They did not have to, but they did. Hey, Scotty with Lone Cross MTV in the house. Good to friendship. Oh, hi, Carla. Mr. and Mrs. Walter Job Jr. is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Trish Keen, Arlene, Rebecca. Okay, looks like I think we're at the bottom. Nope, Karen Brest is in. Hi, Karen. Yeah, thanks so much for coming in. I'm not doing anything scientifically important or anything, but I am making a new appetizer for us to try. And, it's one of those things where you wouldn't think that it pairs well together, but oh, man. And this is super simple. Anybody can do it. You don't need a lot of complicated ingredients. I'm going to walk through it with you. For right now, I'm just going to start balling up my melon. I've got half a watermelon here, and I'm just going to get into it. So this morning started off with a bang, not literally. We are rebuilding our goat pen and the structure. And Joel and I have been working on this after he gets home from work in the afternoon, and it's kind of starting to cool down a little bit, sort of subjective. Anyway, we've had to reroute their fencing to keep them in while we're rebuilding the other half. Well, this morning, before the sun came up, The dogs were incredibly quiet. That always gives me pause for concern, because they're usually quite mouthy about anything that goes boom in the woods. I looked out to check on the goats. I can see from my production area, I can see out to the goats. And I saw them, and they were up laying on top of their house. Silly goats. And then I saw something. It was large, and it was creeping. Y'all, it was creeping toward my chicken coops. The goats didn't know it was there. I didn't understand why the goats were being quiet. The dogs were silent. That to me indicates there's a bear. It wasn't big enough to be a bear. I couldn't make out anything other than it was bulky. It was way too big to be a raccoon, way too big to be a possum. Certainly wasn't a skunk. I didn't smell anything. So I grabbed my big old flashlight and something I keep with me all the time in the event of snakes or critters trying to get into my coops. And out the back door I went. Shine the light, and I'm ready. Man, I'm ready. Get what I'm saying? I'm ready. It was our very, very old Australian Shepherd. She's about deaf and blind. She loves her goats, and she was sniffing along around the area, going towards the chicken coops and just checking in her way to make sure that everything was okay. All that to say this, and I am super strict about this. If you want to exercise your certain amendment rights here on our property, you had better not be drinking. You'd better not be under the influence of anything. And you had better know the importance of identifying what it is that's giving you the problem. You get what I'm saying? You know what the problem is, and you know what's behind the problem, and you know what's to the sides of the problem. And you do this in a split second. If you're not proficient in that, leave your amendments at home. So everything was fine there. Didn't need that second cup of coffee. And y'all, not to sound like the rest of the choir up in here, but it's hot. That switch got flipped. So I apologize if you can hear my little AC in the background. That thing is saving us a boat ton of money. Last year at this time, our electric bill was a little over $400 for the month. Not acceptable. And Mike from DD5, if he's still in here, he actually was out here and he went through our air conditioner unit for us, gave us some recommendations. We took all of them because he knows his stuff about AC. It didn't help much. So I learned to do things up differently this year. So I got a couple of their portable air conditioner units. They are not Mr. Cools, but they are similar in design and theory. And we've been using them for a month. I got my electric bill for the month, $150. I know. That's what I'm talking about. Keeping that money down. So y'all, I'm just balling this melon up. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be precise. If you've been to my kitchen before, you know how things roll. I don't typically have the patience for all this scooping either, but somebody's got to do it. And you know, I'm gonna save most of this for off camera, because y'all, how riveting to tune in and watch a not spring chicken ball up a watermelon. I know. And I was told that drama sells, and I don't mean to overwhelm anybody, but y'all, old lady right here, balling the melon. That's right. I said it. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go. This is going to be more than enough for what we need tonight. And I'm going to throw this puppy on ice. I'll ball up the rest of it a little bit later. Do something else with it. I'm going to make some watermelon jam. See how that turns out. Try my hand at it. You're not hearing the AC. Okay, good. Awesome. I just want to check and make sure I'm not. James Hall is in the house. Good morning, my friend. Christy Butts is in. Hi, Christy. Karen Breast. You guys, thank you so much for popping in. I know there are a gazillion better things that you could be doing with your time on a Wednesday morning. So I appreciate you spending some time with little old me. Hey, before we dig off into the next step on this, I want to show you guys something I found. Now, I'm pretty new to genealogy, and y'all, I cannot trace my family tree very far back. Kind of odd, but I did come across some photographs in the archives on one of the genealogy sites. Now, I'm going to try to show you. So that is my grandmother. And it was taken in the 50s, maybe late 40s, early 50s. I'm not sure. I think it was in the 50s. But y'all, Cherokee. I don't know if you can see the cheekbones, the high cheekbones on her, but she was a short lady. I got that honestly, didn't I? High cheekbones. Back in the day, her hair was jet black, just jet black. Now, she was 103 years old when she passed away in 1989. Okay, so that puts her back into some historical stuff. Now, her mother, my great-grandmother, walked the trail. Yep. And they ended up in Arkansas, in a town not 20 miles from where Joel and I bought our place. I didn't know it at the time. Apparently, I'm back in my old digs. Now look at this. That's a picture of my grandpa. Grandma's husband. Now, Grandma wasn't but 12 or 13 when Grandpa married her. And in this picture, it was taken approximately 1906. And he would have been about 11 years old, 10 or 11 years old. And my grandpa was very well known in these parts. In fact, throughout Arkansas, he was a bad man. I'm not desecrating anything but telling you that. My grandma was a saint. I learned a bunch from her. But my grandpa, not so much. Not so much at all. He was a very abusive man. He was a drunk man, womanizing the whole thing. And he was the grand poobah of the KKK here. And he led some pretty egregious raids. And that's, if you know anything about me, racism is not something I tolerate, period. So I'm not proud of that part of my history, but my grandma I'm proud of. And if you saw in that picture, she's holding a fishing pole. She had gone fishing and she got a whole stringer of fish. Well, folks, back in those days, You had to fish. You had to hunt. You didn't have things like grocery stores, especially out in the Ozarks. You couldn't just run up the road to the store, even if you had the money to do it. So you grew it yourself, you wove it yourself, you did your own, you made your own. I'm coming back to my roots, y'all. Okay. Let me see. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, James, that's true. And I've been over to the Cherokee Nation. In fact, I'm a member of the Cherokee Nation. I got the number and everything. And there are some things that I'm able to find. But my great grandma, her American, her Anglo-Saxon name is vastly different from what her Cherokee name was. And there was a whole lot of mixing up and confusion. And anyway, so it's very hard for me to find any kind of records. Hey, love you guys, Mike and Lissa. Be safe today. Drink lots of water. Don't be silly. Okay, guys, the next thing on this is feta cheese. Some people like it, some people don't. If you don't like it, you're not going to like this appetizer. But this is block feta, not the crumble. Well, this is a predicament. Not anymore, it's not. Excuse my reach. I didn't grab a plate to put these on. Are these not the cutest plates? I use them all year round. I don't bust out with the red, white, and blue just on American holidays. Oh, they do. I'm red, white, and blue all the time. Anyway, so we'll use this. All right, so our block of feta, I took it out of the refrigerator just a little bit ago, so it's not quite room temperature. And what we're going to do, we're going to cut this up into little cubes. Isn't this the coolest cheese knife? Joel made this. It's part of my knife collection he made for me. He makes me a new knife every year for Christmas to go into my chef collection. You know, when it gets hot like this, I'm looking for simple, I'm looking for fast, and I'm looking for yummy. And I've been bouncing this idea around in my head, trying to imagine what the flavors would be like all mixed together. But y'all, it is as simple as this. Watch this. Chunk of feta. Watermelon ball. We're not done yet, but that's it for right this minute. And you can see how perfect that would be for any kind of a Independence Day party, any kind of a summer cookout. That's what I'm talking about. It's just pretty on the plate. Now, if it tastes as good as I think it's going to taste, there's that fly. Don't you make me pull the mother face on you. Isn't that fun? Y'all, it doesn't get any easier. It really doesn't. Stabbing cheese, stabbing a watermelon ball. So Some of you know, others of you have a pretty good idea at this point. Like I mentioned earlier, Mike and Lissa over at DD5, they had us out to their place with a specific mission in mind. They were going to help us get to our first, or well, actually our second big goal on YouTube. And that's to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. We were pretty close. We were under 200 away from our 1,000 subscribers. And Mike says, tell you what, yeah, let's just go ahead and put you on the map. Come on out and we'll, do a little filming. We'll do a little visiting. Well, and then David from Come On came down and he helped too. By the end of the day, we were well over our 1,000 and our watch hours blew the doors off of the 4,000. But here's the issue. I can't celebrate just yet. I want to. It takes YouTube, and I was on the phone with YouTube yesterday, asking them, how does this work? And why is it working like this, or more precisely, not working? Our numbers were not registering. Well, I had asked Mike about it first, and he said, yeah, it's a 2-day delay. And I said, okay. Day 2, y'all. I am not a patient person. Apparently, I am just not good at patience. Day 2, I'm on the horn with them. It's all AI, which can be very frustrating. But it's a good test of patience, so we thank God for that. Anyway, they explained to me there's a little itty bitty thing in the analytics that shows the date that they have verified up to. As of this morning, they have verified up to June 14th. So it's probably going to be 2 more days before I can go woohoo for real. And that's okay. Clearly, I need to learn the patience is a virtue lesson. So yeah, fine, whatever. We have big plans for our channel coming up, y'all. There's going to be a lot of content coming out, a lot of interactive stuff. Y'all seem to really enjoy the premiere we did a couple of weeks back on that chicken coop build. So we're going to do more of those because it was so much fun to do. And we love participating with everybody because y'all are not just subscribers to us. You are friends who become family. You're part of our day-to-day. And that's important to us. We love every single one of you. And we know there's a lot of other things you could be doing, but you choose to spend time with us. That means something. Y'all, I'm going to accidentally make sure that some of this feta cheese doesn't make it to the appetizer tray so I can have some of my salad at lunch today. The final ingredient on this is going to blow your minds. And you're going to be like, wait a minute. Trust me. Just try it one time. And if you don't like it, don't do it again. Next time you pick up a watermelon, just take a little couple pieces of it. And if you've got some feta in the refrigerator, just give it a whirl. We are all about this year. Actually, since we moved here almost a year ago, we're all about trying all the new things. and not being stuck in the same old, same old. That means I do a lot of recipe hunting, y'all. And I do a lot of flavor paleting and that kind of thing. I like to figure out what works well together and what doesn't work well. And I've done a few of those. If Joel was here right now, this would be the part where he would excuse himself from the room because he's not going to lie, but he doesn't want to hurt my feelings either. He's a good guy. He's smart too. I know where he sleeps and I fix his food. So, well, good morning, Ginger. Look, Ginger, not from nothing Homestead. She's in the house. I'm so happy to see you. I need to find a cool collab to get involved in. Something to do with the 4th of July. Y'all, I'm just using regular toothpicks because I don't have any of those fancy schmancy ones with the thingamabobbies on them. Oh, wait. Excuse me just one second. And I'm just going to run right behind you. Just hang on. Oh, stop it if you've heard this one before. Oh, we just got all the way over the top. Yes, indeedy do. Ta-da! Guys, I wished I'd remembered this before I started the camera. Isn't that precious? Stop it. Best day ever. That is so cute. Yeah, so we're going to have this, and I've been making a lot of sliders, and I've been using a lot of very interesting things to go in the sliders. Tonight, though, I think I'm going to fire up the Blackstone and make some smash burgers for my Bebs. He loves smash burgers. I do too. I'm going to go out to the garden and grab a fresh jalapeno and dice it up and put it in the meat mixture. Come on. What's not to love? That is just the cutest thing. And there we have it. Full disclosure, the watermelon did not come from our garden. Our watermelon is now looking real good. It'll probably be ready to harvest maybe in October. It was rainy and cool. Maybe that had something to do with it. So I'm going to save the rest of that feta for my salad today. And good grief, clean up my mess. Let me grab a paper towel. Here's our final, y'all. This is our final ingredient. And I'm going to prove to you that this is good. I'm hoping I'm going to prove it to you. Sealed for my protection. This is balsamic vinaigrette. All right, now, I know you're probably thinking, ew. Mm-mm. The flavor combination is amazing. And you're just doing a little dribble, like just a little dribble. I'm going to taste it. Mm. Yo, that's insane. If you're one of those people who likes to put salt on your watermelon, this amps it up. Wow. And pulls out the flavor of the watermelon, just really accentuates it. Oh, wow. Y'all, give it a whirl. But the rest of these, so I'm going to pop them in the refrigerator. And then the rest of them, I'm going to do the vinaigrette as the last thing before I serve them. So let me just pop these in the refrigerator right quick. I'm telling you. That was a little mind blowing. Don't be afraid of it, guys. Give it a try. Like I said, if you've got some feta hanging out, just try a little piece of feta with a little piece of watermelon. And if you really want to amp it up, if you've got some balsamic vinegar laying around, the glaze is better, I think. Give it a whirl. The balsamic vinegar raspberry glaze would be phenomenal. Yeah. That was good. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm debating about doing it, where are we at on our time? 33 minutes. I'm not going to have enough time to do that one, guys. I'm going to have to save that one for later. But I think what we will do, I think let's just have a little chat. Why don't we do that? I want to get to know some of you. We've got a lot of new faces in here, and we want to keep that friendly connection with all of our subscribers. Charlene Grady's in. Hello, Charlene. What is basaltic? Carla, what is basaltic? Take as long as you want. Yeah, Ed, I tend to do that like every week. I forget something or another and I'll just drift off. I'm like, hey, I'll be right back. It's like having friends over for coffee. Sometimes you got to go in the other room and get some. Well, hi, Joe Jacobson. Thanks for coming in. Canadian Family Life is in the house. Christy Smith is in the house. I agree, Christy. Balsamic is good on strawberries, especially when they're the big, fat, red, ripe ones. Golly. I really, really enjoy these. I'm really enjoying these Wednesday morning little chat thingies. Next week, I think we're going to try to make something, not food related, unless that changes too. I have to kind of maximize my time. And as it turns out, trying new recipes with y'all holding me accountable works out pretty good because now I know what to carry to the picnic this coming weekend. This one's a hit. It's going with us. And I have a whole nother half of that watermelon. So yeah, I think I'm going to make some watermelon jam jelly. Good morning, Annabore. Thank you for coming in. Excuse me. Those of you who are new here, I was hit hard with pneumonia and just started coming back to my human form about 2 weeks ago. And there's some lingering stuff going on, and that's what happens with pneumonia. So next up for our channel, we've got a mission. I can't give too many details about it, but we said that once we were monetized, we were going to do something that was going to keep God at the center of our channel and bring glory to Him. And we kind of let Him direct the whole show, and He showed us exactly the right person and exactly what the need was. And y'all, with your help, we're going to smash that goal too. This one's a pricey one. I will just say that it involves the VA not doing their job. That's all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, you can help out by watching us, dropping a comment, giving the thumbs up, all the things, and share it out. I say it, you hear me say it all the time. Share us out to your Aunt Martha. She would love our channel. We are also pet friendly. Occasionally there are boy dogs running around, and occasionally there are girl dogs running around, and there are girl goats, and there are chickens, and dogs dig our channel. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, from the Blues Brothers, right, Scott? We're on a mission from God. I don't remember missions having some of the things that they, but anyway, mission from God. So yeah, that would be a huge help. And if you could just continue to, and I understand the electric bill issue, right? So I don't want anybody going out of their way. If you can't do it, I understand. But another way to help our channel and any channel is when you go to bed at night, put on somebody's playlist and just let it roll all night. Don't turn it all the way down to mute. Muting it kind of, I don't know, it just cancels out the whole action. I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, just leave the volume on just a little teeny tiny bit and let her rip. Where's the watermelon? Well, I got some of it right over here, and I got the rest of it over here. It's under wraps. It's about to go into the fridge. Well, that was loud and annoying. We have some kind of an emergency alert coming across. Is anybody else hearing an emergency alert? Y'all, please excuse me. I need to find out what this alert is. Emergency broadcast went off here. Okay. That's not good. Okay, we have an armed escapee out here in our area. Please excuse me, I need to check my doors. Not up in here today, Satan. Okay, I've got everything I need. That's one thing that I love about this house, y'all. We're surrounded by woods. We have cameras everywhere. You're not coming up on this house without me not knowing about it 200 feet before you get here. And that gives me all the time I need. So I'm just checking my phone real quick, and I want to check this. Okay. Well, okay. Guys, you're seeing it in live time. All right. There is a man running around out here somewhere. He is armed and he is dangerous. Do you see me freaking out? Made sure the doors are locked. I've got my security cameras up. My powder is dry and the safety is off. We're good. This is a perfect time to talk to y'all about a simple truth. We're living in a crazy world right now. I'm going to encourage every single one of you, and especially you ladies, and I know, look, I'm not trying to diminish anybody here. I'm simply saying that if you are not trained and if you are not proficient and you do not have the confidence to know that in a situation where it's you or the other person who intends to kill your family, if you feel that you cannot handle yourself in an emotionally charged situation, get more training. Y'all, I have mirrors strategically placed all over around here for exactly this kind of thing. You see, Joel's gone during the day. I don't rely on him. I don't have to. And he'll tell you, being with me is one of the safest places you can be. He knows it for a fact because he's lived it. Y'all, these are troubled times. But you don't have to be troubled by the troubled times. Keep your focus where your focus needs to be. Have your faith razor sharp. Washita Pharmacy, happy to see you in. This is a rather odd note to leave you off on, and I know I'm cutting it a little bit short. But y'all, I am right close to having to take care of some business. You guys, be blessed. Stay safe. Keep looking up. Say thank you, even in the hard things. Because he's got a plan for you. There's a reason. So say thank you. And we're going to catch you on the flip. I got to go.